You can physically see where you want to be. You can physically see the end state of your life. Maybe it's the house that you have with the big circular driveway. Maybe it's the car and holding that steering wheel, knowing that you've earned success. Maybe it's having the significant other, the relationship, and those Friday night date nights where you can completely enjoy yourself. Maybe it's having 2 kids on your side and watching them grow up and live the life that you truly desired. You can see it, you can visualize it, you can almost feel it, but you're not there. You're not at that stage of life where you can be like, okay, I can take my foot off the gas and I can truly enjoy myself, because all you're thinking about is the gap between where you are right now and the life that you've truly desired, the one that you've constantly thought about for years. And you're wondering, why am I not at that stage in my life? I put my all into it. Maybe I'm working my day job and killing every type of sale that I have that comes my way. Maybe I'm waking up early. Maybe I'm not even doing that, but I feel like I'm doing everything I can. Maybe I wake up late some days. Maybe I smoke weed to fall asleep. Maybe I, on the weekends, go out and hang out with some friends and use that time to indulge in myself because I feel like I worked my hardest. But then Monday comes and all you can think about is you're not at the goal that you've set for yourself. You're not at that stage of life where you feel fully content with what you've done. And all you can think about, again, is the gap, the anxiety, as I like to call it, from where you currently are and where the desire in your lifestyle is. And I truly think that is the epitome of this world and the ambition in a man. So in this video, I want to break down how I remove that gap and how I would do it if I started 2 years ago. If you want to know a little bit more about me, click the link in the description and you can learn how I help men do this in a 90-day period to guarantee success, or I work with you for free. But in this video, I want to fully kind of conceptualize what this can do for a man. It can completely change his life. Moving from someone that is stagnant year over year for the past 3 years, you may not even have moved a little bit. You might feel the exact same person, but within the next 6 months of applying and implementing these type of strategies, these type of tactics, you could completely and utterly change your life. I've seen it by at least 20 men completely and utterly change their life. So I know that it's possible. And I promise you, I've tried everything from trying to remove this gap. It could be meditating. It could be journaling, cutting caffeine. Anxiety, though, it will never go away. And how I describe anxiety, and this is like the stupidest, simplest explanation of what anxiety is. Anxiety is the thought of what you do on a day-to-day basis versus what you know you should be doing on a day-to-day basis. If it's different, if there's a gap between those two, you're going to have anxiety because you're going to feel like you're not fulfilling up to what you truly should be. And as I kind of say, I think differently. Anxiety, normally, people like to send you to therapy. They like to do breathing techniques. They like to do journaling. They like to do these small things to try to reduce anxiety. When I think completely differently, anxiety is a signal that your central nervous system sends to you when who you are right now and who you know who you should be are at a different place. And that's how I describe anxiety. Again, I've tried the meditating, I've tried the journaling, I've tried the waking up super early, but anxiety, it truly is one of those things that it's super hard to get away unless you know exactly what to do. And I got some notes, that's why I'm looking down, make sure this all stays aligned. But it comes and goes, but underneath, something's off. You may wake up early and you're like, okay, I feel good, but then the next day it comes back. But then the day after that it goes. But then the next day it comes back. It just keeps coming and going. But deep down, you feel like something's off. Anxiety, how can I put this? Anxiety in high achievers, it doesn't feel like a disorder to them. It feels like a gap between their current identity and your potential identity. You know exactly the identity that you want to be, but you're not currently there. That's the gap. But the thing is, you need to manifest that instead of falling and succumbing to anxiety and making it control your life. You need to control your anxiety and realize that it starts with what you do. Look at the future version of yourself. That person that has those 2 kids, the person that's driving the exotic car, the person that has that huge house with the circular driveway. What does he do on a day-to-day basis? Does he skip his workouts because he's super tired? Does he not have a structured meal plan because he doesn't want to feel at his performance edge? He doesn't wake up and know the night before he wrote down exactly what he was supposed to do the next day, the top 4, the top 5 needles to move to reach the goals? Or is he going to be lackluster? Is he not going to be doing those things? He's going to feel like, oh, I'm wasting so much time. Because I guarantee you that's not it. Think of your future self. What is he going to be doing to make his old self proud? Is he going to be waking up at 5:30 a.m. every single day, even on the weekends? Is he going to be skipping the nights out with some friends so that way he can be more successful in life? Is he going to quit the weed before bed because he knows that it's killing his sleep and he could be waking up so much earlier and having a better morning flow state to reach the goals that he set for himself? What is he truly going to do? Think of that future self and stick with it. Because when you close that gap, you're going to start living as the person you're supposed to be. And that feeling of being off, it's what your body is telling you that something in your brain keeps rationalizing you. Your brain keeps rationalizing the fact that, okay, it's good to feel anxiety, something's off, but it doesn't get you anywhere. You have to create a plan of action. What is this anxiety going to do for me? Is it going to help me build to the future myself? Or is it going to keep me lackluster and keep me losing my potential? And okay, so now we're at a phase where we understand there's a gap. We understand that we need to act as if we are already that person. Think ahead of what that person does on a day-to-day basis. But then that problem solved. Okay, we got that figured out. But there's a new problem that arises, which is this can be where you understand the knowledge, you know what's going on, and that can become very dangerous because you understand the concept, but you haven't changed your body, your schedule, or your habits. Now you know the fact that you need to do better. You know that you need to stay accustomed to this discipline, this system, this framework, this schedule that you set up or that you can think of. And the fact is, you know now. So that's going to increase the amount of anxiety that you have because you know that there is a gap, you know how to get there, but you're truly not enacting on it. And that's where it can become super dangerous because nothing that you're doing is going to reflect the new identity that you've thought out in your head. So there's so many clients that I can think of, but this one client in particular, he joined the program and super horrible anxiety, just thinking the worst about life, and I've been in that point where you're getting suicidal. You're like, no one in my family has done this thing. I have all these high ambitions because I scroll TikTok all day, I scroll Instagram, and I see these lifestyles, but I know I'm not going to get there. And I'm like, dude, you have that in your mind for a reason. God did not implant that into your mind if he truly didn't believe that if you put your hard work and effort into it, you would not achieve it. So we sat him down. We reviewed what he's doing on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, and a month-to-month basis. In the past 3 years, he hasn't advanced at all, which I'll give him, shit for because he didn't have a program. He didn't have a schedule. He didn't have a calendar to follow. So we wrote down everything that he's doing, and we reiterated it. What can he move every single day to move the needle towards his goals? We set up the 4 goals that he's going to have for the next 6 months. The 4 things that he will do every day, which do change, that can move those needles forward. And then a 4-step morning routine. That way, within the first 15, 30 minutes of the day, he knows exactly what he's going to be doing. He's in that mindset where, okay, I'm ready to kill it. There's no more scrolling. There's no more looking at this life that you truly maybe not even want because it's just social media feeding you stuff. And we are truly breaking that anxiety one day at a time. But what happens if you don't have a system? What happens if you don't have a framework? That anxiety is just going to build up and it's going to eat you away. It's been eating this dude away for 3 years. And it wasn't until he reached out to me that we truly found a system that worked for him. And I seriously could not be more proud of this dude. So that's pretty much all I wanted to break down. If you guys haven't realized yet, the most important part is having a framework, a system to actually achieve your goals. And if you know a little bit about me, my 90-day program, it closes that gap through physical change. First, I like to think of it as your body because that's the fastest feedback loop that you can fix. Start with your body, your physical health. Once you feel at a premium, then you can start working on backtrack at everything else. Your hobbies, your skills, your goals, everything you want to achieve in life. Maybe it's running a marathon. Maybe it's hitting a certain lift. Maybe it's reaching a certain amount saved up in your bank. Maybe it's supporting your family in a way that no one else could. You can achieve these goals as long as you follow a framework that's been proven by me, by 5 of my mentors, by everyone that I've come in contact with. These methods are proven and they work. They're successful. So if you want to know a little bit more about me, I do have my Instagram in the bio. Go ahead and look through that. That's where I post my daily wins. That's where I post my 4-for-4 method. That's where I post my 90-10 lifestyle. And you can hear a little bit more about me because I'm more active on that every single day. But if you do want to book a strategy call with me, see how we can look at where you currently are, where your future self is, and how we could close that gap through my calls, my dashboard, everything like that, and make it to where you truly feel on top of the world. You've quit your vices. You've quit this lifestyle that you truly do not want. Click the link in the description, book a 30-minute strategy call, and we'll see if that you're a good fit and if I'm the person that can help you. But worst case scenario, you at least leave with the information to actually move your life in a direction that it should. This has been Jonathan. Hopefully you guys found some value. I'll see you guys in another video. And also, why not? Before we end this video, leave a comment. Leave one word that sticks out to you. Whether it's like framework, whether it's potential, whether it's anxiety gap. Leave one word in the comment because then that just shows that you're ready to put that first step forward. You're not just watching these videos and consuming them, but instead you're actually doing something with it. Start with that. Then if you want, click the link in the description. Maybe create your schedule, look at your calendar, do something from this video to actually change your day-to-day habits. This has been Jonathan.